Hey, and welcome back to Event Tech Live Las Vegas. I am joined by none other than Event Tech Live veteran. It's Mahoganey Jones from Event Specialist. Hey Mahogany, how you doing?
I'm all right. Thanks for having me.
No worries. How is Event Tech Live Vegas 2024 going for you?
It has been a lot of fun. It has been, as always, a great place to reconnect with industry friends and meet new people, see what's happening in the industry, challenge what's happening in the industry. It's always a great time.
Excellent. All controversial challenges. Love that. So tell me a bit about Event Specialist and what you do and why an event like Event Tech Live, because this is your second US and Canada version, and you've done 3 Londons.
That's
okay,
right.
great. So why is it of interest to you guys?
So first of all, I feel like Event Tech is like the unsung hero of our industry, and it's also I want to say it's one of the most misunderstood areas of our industry. For us at Event Specialists, we're a management and production company based in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, servicing North America. But I have lived myself in the event tech space forever and a day. I feel like I was ahead of the game when I started calling ourselves event technologists, because I felt like there was a place for us as event producers in this tech space. For me, Event Tech Live is a place to find others like myself. It's a place to meet with other vendors and planners, and a chance to get new ideas on ways to enhance how we do our jobs. I mean, Event Specialist is a digital-first mentality company. We firmly believe that event tech and technology as a whole is meant to enhance what we do, not direct what we do. So for me, this show is kind of like a stepping stone and a stake and claim that technology is here to stay, and we're more than just virtual events. Event technology is not a virtual event, it's everything around it.
That's really nice, actually, and that sort of rings true for me as well about what it is about. Well, in fact, you tell me what you think it is about event technology that can enhance a planner's event, really, and why they should come and check it out here.
Absolutely. So some of the things that we do as part of our team is our event technologists are there to really look at your tech stack. I mean, tech stack, we heard those terms a lot in the marketing space or in the event marketing space for years. And for us, it's really what brings your event together. So if you want to think of how to enhance your event, it starts with the basic choice of platforms that you're using. It starts with the app that we have chosen to use. There's a few of those things that come into play, but it's more than just that. How can we make the tools work for us? Excel is great, but it's not a tool that's going to enhance. Like, how can we automate the work we're doing? How can we bring our production to life? Like, all of those types of things.
Yeah, and I guess, bigger picture, how we make it more interesting for our attendees,
Right.
better for our sponsors, all those sorts of things. And there are lots of clever little tools that you'll see all around the show here that you just don't even think of, right?
Absolutely. Think of things like stats. We always talk about reporting and statistics and things that we use, and then we always get afraid of it. Like, I feel like it's very easy to say, well, in the platform or the app, we know how many people logged in. We know how many people watched something. But we can go a little bit further than that from the technology and really hone in on the strategy to make it work. What's the ROI for our attendees? What's the ROI for the exhibitors and sponsors? How can you measure that? There's tools for those things, but it's also making sure that you're looking at the tools that you have. An app is more than an app. Yes, an app is there to enhance the event, but if you don't know what you're looking to get out of that app, then it's really not helping you as much as it could be. You don't even know what questions to ask. You don't know what reports are going to be able to be used, but really line yourself up so that I tell our team all the time that you want to set yourself up for success. You want to know the outcome before the outcome is asked. So vanity metrics like how many people showed up or things like that isn't always going to help. But if you come to a show like this where you're able to meet with other suppliers, a registration platform, yes, is a registration platform, but what else can they do for you for the event? Don't be afraid to ask your suppliers and your partners, how can we use your tool to maximize what we're doing? How can we both meet our goals and objectives through that tool?
Yeah, and knowing what those in the days of big data, I know a lot of people look at stats and think, oh my God, there's so much information.
Right.
What do I get? So it's about knowing what the right question is to ask from all that data, to then be able to, justify your ROIs for whomever that is for, right? Whether that's for your attendees, for your, we've talked a lot on the bonus stage here with other partners and specialists about what's good for your attendee might not be good for your speaker or your exhibitors or your sponsors, and it's about having the knowledge of what that question is that they're going to be asking. So it sounds really, really cool, interesting stuff. So I'm gonna throw one up to you now that's going to get you to look into the future. I don't know if you've got your crystal ball on you.
I'm ready.
But so the next 12 to 18 months, what do you think we're going to be seeing in the events industry? What's important? What should the guys at home be keeping an eye on?
If I'm honest, I feel like I have said the same thing for the last couple of years. It's the rise of collaboration and the rise of, I want to say big picture data, but we do say that, but it's really collaboration and looking to the goals and objectives. It's no longer enough to produce an event for the sake of doing so. Mm-hmm. We have to justify dollars even more so now. Events, we all know, are more expensive. Everything is increasing in price. So the future, what we're looking to is collaboration, increased ROI, and I feel like it's going to be a return to content and production. So I feel like we've had the rise of Netflix, we've had the rise of virtual events, we've had the rise of all of these things, and now we're inundated with content. So now we've gone from what I would say the long form content to everybody wanted to be a blogger and a vlogger to everybody wanted to be the next Netflix. Now I feel like we have to be intentional. So intentional design in your content and really looking for how you can best collaborate to get your message out without inundating.
Yeah, okay, that goes. A lot of the people I've spoken to here, a lot to unpack there. A lot of the people that I've spoken to here can talk about the continual rise of the in-person event.
That's right.
And the continued way that everybody, particularly marketers, and are seeing events as great ways to get brand information out, multiple brand information out, etc. Where do you, as from event specialist, where are you seeing the virtual sits in that environment? I know we talk about the Zoom fatigue from a few years ago and stuff like that. A few days ago is a sense of how confused I am being here in Vegas. Where do you see the role of virtual and maybe even hybrid? How does that work?
If I'm honest, virtual still exists. There is still a place for virtual. Our team is actually still producing probably a 50-50 split of in-person event and virtual events. I will say a true hybrid is what I'm seeing less of. So it's almost as though we are guaranteed to record content and share it later. It's almost a must-have and a given because we got so used to having that content available online. But I'll have to say it's really paying attention to the content and where it is. So with our virtual rise, you can still make money from virtual. We still have organizations and big businesses. Think people like Microsoft and a few other big players who are still hosting virtual events because their return on their investment is still way up there. A true hybrid, when I say true hybrid in the sense that we're delivering a virtual experience as well as an in-person experience simultaneously, and that designing for both audiences at once, to me, I feel like is a little bit less because we're sacrificing one for the other. So I feel like we're seeing a lot of choices and sacrifice being made on the delivery, but virtual is here to stay. Virtual doing it well, I feel like is starting to lack again because we've gotten comfortable in the delivery. We've gotten comfortable with saying, we preached for years, virtual is more than just a camera in a room.
Yeah.
I feel like we've gone back to just camera in a room and focusing on the in-person experience and forgetting the virtual audience. Zoom fatigue, you said it.
Yeah.
But there's no Netflix fatigue.
Very true.
So there comes a time we have to look at that.
Continually new, interesting content, right? I think for me, that's where virtual is really paying, really still pays off for some of our customers too. that we're seeing if they're doing it right and they're doing it well. We talk a lot about the TV show format rather than you compare a TV show versus a Teams meeting or a Zoom. There's a clear delineation.
That's right.
This is not an online meeting. This is an event.
Thank you.
And it's defining those two things. I think's really interesting. And I think the people that are doing it wrong are still doing an online meeting.
That's right.
The people that are doing it right are doing an event, and that's where virtual lives for me. Yeah, you can keep
fantastic.
that. Have it.
I'll borrow that one.
Yeah, sure, please do. Excellent. Mahoganey, I feel like we could talk about this for 4 to 5 years, and I'm sure we will be. Thank you so much for joining us in our bonus studio. Mahoganey Jones, everybody, thanks for watching.
Thank you so much.